it's Sandra from Roll Page Atlantic and the Pike Group, and today we are with Chandler again. But before I continue, Chandler, you go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay, yeah, I'm Chandler Haliburton with the MKR Group at Remax Nova. Been selling Halifax or selling real estate here in Halifax for 14 years, I think. How long have you been doing
Is it
it?
really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm 13 in July.
I was gonna say we're around the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
time
coming along.
flies when you're having fun, right?
I
Nothing
hear
but
you.
good times.
So, open offers. I giggled when I saw that article come out last Wednesday. What are your thoughts when you saw that?
Well, I feel like last time we talked, it was right around the same time where they were in the news a lot, and that actually came on our podcast. The CEO, the same Eric Bryant guy. So this was something that at the height of the craziness seemed inevitable. Like everything was headed this way. It was all in the news. It's of course been done in other areas. Like that company that is partnered with CREA, they're based out of Australia and New Zealand, I think, like where this practice is
Yeah.
super common. And they've effectively just taken this system of very transparent bidding and put it on like an online platform. And they were talking back then about coming to Canada.
Mhm.
And they have, but as you know, it's kind of like late to the party a little bit, right?
Yeah. 60% of the homes that sold in our market between January and the end of February sold under asking. So what do I need, open offers for when, most of the stuff isn't even selling over asking? It
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. Like, does anybody know how much CREA paid for this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was funny. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, there's going to be a big demand for it right now while the market's crazy, but everyone has recency bias. Like you and I both know that there were plenty of times where, like, I remember doing my listing presentations where it was like the average days on market in our, area is 97 days. But last quarter, I sold my homes in an average of 80 days. And that was like this big thing that you could brag about. And, I got 98% of asking price instead of the average 97. That was the vast majority of our market here for the last, well,
Forever.
forever.
Yeah.
And in markets like that, you don't need necessarily this transparent bidding. The one thing that it has some merit for is authenticating or verifying the fact that there is an offer in, and that being updated in a timely fashion to other interested parties. I mean, I'm sure you've had the same scenario. You're going to show a property and an agent calls you before you, like, oh, you're standing outside the property, like, oh, by the way, we sold that one. It's like, well, what am I doing here? Why didn't you let me know? And it's improved a little bit through the showing time app and notifications. But still, I think there would be merit in that and having it actually verified because, sometimes you're told there's an offer, or you're told there's this many offers. We take it on good faith. I mean, you're supposed to be truthful with that, but I know that sometimes the public wonders. They ask me, like, how do we know for sure there's an offer? Right. So I think there's some merit in that, but that's about it, really.
I get that validity, but the seller, doesn't have to disclose anything about their offer. And when I was reading the article, I mean, if the agent signs up to the program, so, unless CREA is going to make it mandatory, but then, most of the places were all regulated differently. So I don't understand. I don't understand the importance of it. And furthermore, when CREA did the testing in Ontario and BC, it didn't go live. They didn't use live listings. So what
Yeah.
basis are you going on that it's going to work in our market?
Well, this was the thing. They reached out to me and they're like, would you have any interest in like cooperating in the pilot program? And I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but you need to talk to my broker. And then so they reached out to the broker. I think they quickly found that in Nova Scotia, because of our rules and regulations with respect to offers and privacy and all these things, like it can't even really function, right? Like it would be logistically, I don't know what kind of waiver would have to be signed or what kind of disclosure requirements there would be, but effectively it didn't fit our system here as it's currently regulated. So whether that changes, I don't know, but yeah, it sounds really good. Like the way the public hears it is, okay, this is going to be total transparency. I'll know how many offers. I'll know when they're open to. I'll know how much someone is bidding, and I can go on there and I can bid with it, blah, 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 blah. And as it evolves to fit our Canadian system, it's losing a lot of its teeth. It's probably going to be a pretty basic, is there an offer, yay or nay? Like, um, So I don't know. I don't see it going full bore the way maybe it's promoted as being.
Well, depending on the money, what was spent. I mean, if you look at CREA, last quarter, they were in, their knickers were in a knot, and they were talking about the coming soon. And then that just got tabled to the next AGM, didn't it? Or it got tabled for
All right.
another few
Yeah.
months. So, I mean, but they didn't have to invest the money into the coming soon. So this will be interesting. Again, I think when I was a seller, I wouldn't want no one knowing what my offers were. Like, just put your
Yeah.
best foot forward, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and again, in our market now, it's 40% of the homes are selling at ask or over asking. It's
Hmm.
not the crazy market. I don't know. I just think they're way too late to the game.
Yeah. I agree with you. I also think a lot of these big startups that promise to revolutionize organized real estate and at first glance almost seem to fly in the face of organized real estate or are going to try to offer some sort of alternative to organized real estate. When I say organized real estate, I mean like formalized CREA, etc. They end up at some point realizing that like where their bread is going to be buttered is if they go with organized real estate and not try to go against it. I mean, there have been some, industry shakeups here in our local environment. You
Mhm.
probably know a few of them, and they were web-based or they were had different service and fee structures. But at the end of the day, they all ended up kind of being part of the big happy
I
MLS
know, eh?
NSAR family, right? And for a
Yep.
while, they were trying to figure out. Everyone tries to figure out different models. Okay, how can we do this different? How can we do that different? Even if you look at Zillow down in the States with their Zestimates and their Zillow offers and all these things, at the end, they folded all that stuff up and they realized probably their best way to make money is sell leads to agents, right?
Yep.
Is to cooperate with the system that exists. And I think the open offers platform realized that they could try to do something alternative to the organized real estate model and quickly realized it's not going to work. So they're going to be an app or a plugin accessory to realtor.ca at the end of the day. That's all I think they're going to be. And that's not to say that won't be a great addition. How it'll actually look, probably not as revolutionary as maybe they would like it to be. Um, but it'll be an add-on in the same way that, Authenticsign was an add-on to web forms, which was an add-on to, our Logic system.
Yeah, I don't, I agree with you. I don't see it being, again, the only thing I do like about it, again, is to know how many offers do you have
Mhm.
and to have them registered. And I think that just keeps everybody, truthful. I mean, because
Mhm.
I'm sure there are some real, I have so many offers or, but on the same topic, but a different topic. And, if I can go right into our market right now, since we're talking about offers, isn't it weird? The market that we're in now to not be getting as many offers and to get the feedback that you're getting these days, like, oh no, I don't like the house behind it. I can't buy it, or I don't like, I don't know, it's too much paint, and it needs to be painted or needs to be whatever. Like, I am shocked just to see how the market just turned that quickly. Have you
Yeah.
been seeing that too?
Yeah. I mean, it's we've gone through these phases where in the fall I found that people were hesitant because of like fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And that made sense to some degree, right? So they were just hesitant because like, I don't know, where's this going? It might go really far down and rates may keep going up. Like maybe I should just do nothing. But you're right. Right now, they're hesitant for like the good old fashioned reasons of buyers feeling like they have a little bit of leverage.
Yep.
They're more likely to be picky. So that is the signs of a more balanced market. People are being a little less impulsive. I mean, it's price dependent. Like there's still, if you're under 400 in a good area, you're still likely to get double digit offers, if you're offering really good value. And I still get the feedback every now and again when someone goes, it's way too hot. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for this thing to sell over asking in multiple offers, this
I
idiot.
know, it's
Um,
funny.
you know,
Or then you get the agent, they're showing your house. Well, let me know if there's any interest or if you get an offer. Well, if you want to write an offer, write it, because chances are you're not going to want to be in competing offers,
yeah,
for the most part. So even if open offers did come in, people don't want to compete here
Yeah.
locally for the most part.
Yeah. I've never understood that one either. They're just like, oh, but they don't like competing. It's like, well, they're looking at homes that are under 500 grand in, the central area of town. They're looking at the wrong area at the wrong time if they don't want to be competing. But I have found that the offers that come in aren't as extreme as they once were. Like I remember telling people, they're like, how much does stuff sell over? I'm like, I don't know, 10 to 15% kind of is a given. Sometimes it was 15 to 20% over ask. And now it's hard to predict. Like I had clients, we went in 13 grand over on something that was like 379. So I think we went at like 392. And this was a case where the agent told me like an hour before the cutoff, he said, oh, there's 4 offers. So we threw it in, like, whatever. And then we found out we didn't get it. And he's like, yeah, it was crazy. We got to 11 offers at the end. And I'm like, well, man, it would have been nice to know that there were 11 by the time you were done and not just still the 4. I feel like there could have been an update in there somewhere. Yeah. But that meant he finished with 11 offers and we were 13 grand over, which at that price point is, I don't know, like 3% over.
Do you know how far it did go over?
No, but we were third. We were third out of 11. I don't remember checking what it went. It went not that much higher than us. But so that means if you look at the distribution, most of them were clustered right at the asking or just over. And I had one place, I think we hit 20 offers earlier this year, and I was still getting offers like under asking. Someone could like in 20 offers is still submitting. I almost like respect the gumption, but waste of printer ink.
Yeah, no, but there was only 2 homes, I think, as of March the 20th that went $100,000 over here in Metro. One property was listed at, I think it was 475 or something, and that went $125,000 over asking. But I don't think, I mean, giddy up for the seller. Like I'm very happy for them, but I don't think that needs to happen now because the average over asking here locally is only around $32,000 and change.
Yeah. Are you still occasionally though seeing a property maybe priced a little too low? So that's the thing. Like occasionally I'll still come across one. I'm like, man, that's priced a little low.
I haven't, but when I speak to other agents, because I don't do a lot of buys, but I have heard from other agents that you shouldn't be pricing properties low now. They should be just price them at market value, and market value wasn't what it was during crazy COVID real estate, right? So that's not market value. Yeah. So anyway, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to this market. I know it's been a slow start, but I think we're going to pick up and it's going to be a lot better once, I think after Easter, I think we're going to be full speed ahead.
Well, so much of it is going to be rates, right? Like, I think if we start seeing rates again in the mid 4s from like the big banks, people are going to go crazy again because that's going to seem like a really cheap rate again, And I heard I have clients the other day that got like a 4.99.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Awesome. Anyway, I won't take up much of your time today, but I'm sure there's going to be another topic that we can poke the bear at. And as we continue, down in this market, there's always something that's going to come up.
No doubt.
Thank you.
No problem. See ya. Take care.